Man. Hopefully everything's straight this time. Technical difficulties, but let's get back into it.
Rock announcing that he will not seek another term, and he slammed. He voted for the biggest debt increase in history, should hang their head in shame. And if that weren't enough, he adds, and they will lose their primary next year if it is the last thing I do on this earth. Now, given that his Mars mission won't be ready to go for years, that's a lot of primaries. But that's not all. He also reiterated his call from 3 weeks ago for a new political party and says he would start one a day after the bill passes. Rock, meet hard place. North Carolina's Tom Tillis chose The Rock, announcing that he will not seek another term, and he slammed the president on the bill's Medicaid cuts.
What do I tell 663,000 people in 2 years or 3 years when President Trump breaks his promise by pushing them off of Medicaid because the funding's not there anymore, guys? It is inescapable.
Hold on, hold on.
North Carolina's Tom Tillis chose The Rock, announcing another term.
Hello. What's the deal? We just back in one another video. Pumping to my young boys, maybe girls. Testing. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
In 2 years or 3 years, when President Trump breaks his promise by pushing them off of Medicaid because the funding's not there anymore, guys, it is inescapable.
Hello. What's the deal? We just back in one another video. Pumping to my young boys, maybe girls. Testing. 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right, just gonna have to do. We're struggling a little bit, but
Capable that this bill in its current form will betray the very promise that Donald J. Trump made in the Oval Office.
So today, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said that Senator Tillis is, and these are her words, just wrong. But listen to what the president has been saying on this subject going back a decade and decide for yourself.
Save Medicare, Medicaid, and Social.
ugh, y'all seen that? All that spit that just flew out his mouth.
Save Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security without cuts. Have to do it.
We're going to love and cherish Social Security.
That's crazy. They got him in 4K capping.
Medicare, Medicaid, we're not going to do anything with that.
Can you guarantee that Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security will not be touched?
Yeah, I mean, I have said it so many times, you shouldn't be asking me that question.
What happens if it comes to your desk, has the tax cuts, but also cuts to Medicaid? Would you veto that?
Well, we're not doing that.
Would
no,
you
we're
veto
not,
that?
I would if they were cutting it, but they're not cutting it. We're not cutting Medicaid, we're not cutting Medicare.
They got him capping at 4K. He said, we're not doing that. I said, that's not going to happen. We're not going to do it. Fast forward. Look like he's going to do it.
Yeah.
A lot to get to tonight. CNN Chief White House Correspondent Caitlin Collins starts us off. Caitlin, how concerned is the White House about potential cracks in the Republican coalition?
I mean, they're watching all of this and watching Senator Tom Tillis, in that scathing floor speech on Sunday, John. But then, of course, after he announced that he was not going to be seeking re-election, the president was cheerleading that and saying essentially good riddance to Tom Tillis, given they believe he's been a thorn in their side during all of this. And John, obviously, when they look at this overall, and I've been talking to White House officials about what they think is ultimately going to happen here, they do think this will pass. They don't think Republicans are going to defy the president on his signature legislation as big and sweeping sweeping as it is, and with those potential cuts, the question is how long it's going to take to get this through, to get this done. And that's what they've been watching, obviously very closely at the White House. But with Senator Tillis there, as he's coming out and he's saying that the president is being misinformed by his advisors on what is actually in this bill, and that it's going to make him essentially go back on the promises that you just heard him say there about not interfering with people's Medicaid benefits. I mean, the White House is just flatly rejecting that and arguing that it's wrong. But I think you have to look at, with Tillis's decision yesterday to say he's not going to be seeking re-election, he doesn't really have a lot to lose here in terms of why he is speaking out and why he is saying that, or any incentive to say something that he doesn't actually think could put Republicans in peril. And so that is something they're watching, obviously, closely at the White House. They just essentially want to get this passed. They want to be able to talk about tax cuts and have that as something that they are trumpeting. And you're seeing how the president is working on this in terms of writing scathing Truth Social posts of people who are disagreeing with him, and also taking senators out for golfing trips, calling them up on the phone and chatting with them as this slog right now on Capitol Hill is happening with all these amendments that they are trying to get passed. None of them so far have gotten passed.
Well, speaking of people who disagree with him, Elon Musk came out with a new/old threat today, saying he would primary or push to primary any lawmakers who support this bill. That's a split again with the president. How does the White House view this?
Well, it's interesting because a few White House officials were surprised that he came out today and said this, given he had gone largely quiet on his criticisms of the president and of legislation.
Man, Elon said he taking it. He gonna start his own campaign. He's saying he gonna start his own campaign. They sat up there and let Elon get in the office. We'll all be in the metaverse. Well, not me, but he'll have the vast majority of people in pods. Just like the Matrix, pods with the tube sticking out the back of their head, plugged into some alien technology that goes straight to the Egyptian gods that he be reverencing and all of that he be going to visit every now and then. Elon had everything, not to say everything is good now, but he'll have everything toe up. He'll have AI walking around. It'll just be over with.
That he's trying to get passed. He had actually come out and said he regretted some of the things he said about Trump when they were sniping back and forth at one another previously. And so now to look at this,
he regrets some of the things he said. He said Trump was be on Epstein Island. That ain't even nothing you can take back. That's truly scathing right there. That's truly scathing. He said he'd be on Epstein Island. I need the MAGA boys to say something about that. Are we going to acknowledge that Trump was on Epstein Island? He a fan. Freaky ass nigga, he has 89 God.
What he's saying, he's going after this and saying Democrats and Republicans are both in the wrong here. A new political party needs to be formed, that all of Washington, he says, is in agreement more than they are in disagreement, and threatening to primary Republicans who vote yes on this. Obviously, John, that is a lot of Republicans who are likely expected to vote yes on this that he's saying that he would be going after. But he's essentially trying to highlight what he says is the criticism of Republicans who complain about big spending in Washington and then are about to vote on this, given the estimates that we've seen, including from the budget office this weekend, of just how much this is going to add to the deficit.
Yeah, that's a lot of primaries. You better have deep pockets. Caitlin Collins, thank you very much. And of course, you can join Caitlin at the top of the hour for the source.
Elon got deep pockets now.
Or she's going to speak to Senator Elizabeth Warren tonight. Right now, let's bring in Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal of Connecticut. He's on the Armed Services and Judiciary Committee. Senator, nice to see you. Any prediction on what will happen tonight? And
students across Michigan receive.
So that's what Elon said. Elon said that he was going to do everything in his power to make certain that everybody who's involved with getting a big beautiful bill passed, he said he's going to make sure they don't get a voice again. So he's going to make sure they never get a voice. And he's coming for blood. And then Trump responded.
That he's losing his EV mandate, and he's very upset about things, but You know, he could lose a lot more than that. I can tell you right now. Hey, Elon can lose a lot more than that. I don't know. I think we'll have to take a look. We might have to put Doge on Elon. You know what Doge is? Doge is the monster that might have to go back and eat Elon. Wouldn't that be terrible?
This morning, the Trump-Elon...
Wouldn't that be terrible? Look how orange he is here in this shot. He's very, very orange here. He's looking like Ben Grimm.
Musk feud is back on. As lawmakers worked, as we've now been talking about overnight, the president worked to social media, hitting back at Musk. In a late-night post, Trump suggested that Doge should investigate federal money that Musk's companies have received, writing and at one point that Elon may get more subsidy than any human being in history by far. And without
He's talking about Elon may get more subsidy than any human being in history by far, and without subsidies, Elon would probably have to close up shop and head back home to South Africa. I didn't know he was from there. Perhaps we should have Doge take a good hard look at this.
Elon would probably have to close up shop. Perhaps we should have Doge take a good hard look. Musk earlier had picked back up on his attacks on the president's massive tax and spending bill. Remember, he called it disgusting at one point. Musk even vowed to back primary challengers for any lawmaker who voted for it. Or he also said he could start a new political party if the bill passes. Hadas Gold tracking this element of this ongoing story and saga.
Man, if Elon make that political party, bro, it's cooked. I think Americans is too brainwashed to go beyond red and blue. Like, what he gonna do? He gonna come green, purple, orange, yellow, primary colors? I don't see it. I think the Americans are too cooked. They can't get over that red and blue at this point. It's over with. We in too deep. You know, I think that's the dummy mission. I ain't gonna lie.
What's going on here this time, Hadas?
Yeah, Kate, this is significant because this is the first and starkest political threat that Elon Musk has made about his political future. We were waiting. There's lots of questions. What will Elon Musk really do going forward in the midterms? Remember, he had said he was going to kind of step away from the political spending. And it should be taken seriously because when Elon Musk gets laser focused, gets obsessed with something, he has the willpower and he has the funds to get it done. Now, he made essentially two really big kind of threats and promises over the last 12 hours or so. The first, as you noted, he said he will back any primary challenger in Congress who has talked about reducing government spending but then voted for this big, beautiful bill, saying it will be the last thing he will do on earth. Look at this poster that he said will feature
the last thing he would do on earth. See, my thing is, we gotta watch out for these guys. Like, because in reality, they don't care about the people that much. Like, they not that invested into the well-being of humanity, bro. Like, Elon, all these dudes serve Satan, bro. All of them. All of them serve Satan. They serve the Baphomet. Elon talk about he goes to Egypt and all of that, and he be talking about the gods and stuff he be talking to. He said AI is a demon that he's letting loose on the world. Like, these people don't care about the well-being of humanity. This is all bread and circus. This got to be bread and circus. They're not that, bro. They do not care about the people that much. Trump don't care about the people so much to where he's about to sit up there and be down in Elon for electric vehicles. Man, if Trump sat up there, if the money, Trump where the money at? If he wanted everybody to be in electric vehicles, if the price was right, he's gonna have everybody in electric vehicles. He doesn't care about people's choices that much, to where he's like, oh, I'm not gonna pass this because I don't want people driving electric cars. You know, everybody doesn't want to drive electric cars. He doesn't care about that. He doesn't. Elon don't care about Medicaid and food stamps or Medicare like that. He doesn't. You know, they're not that invested into the well-being of humanity. So, you know, this is interesting that he's talking about if it's the last thing he does on Earth. Like, bruh, who are you fooling?
Face of any member of Congress who does this. It shows Pinocchio in flames and saying this is what people will see as they go to vote. And he's already declared the first candidate that he will be backing up. That will be, of course, Representative Massey. Massey was one of the Republicans, of course, to vote against version of this bill last month, and he has been President Trump's #1 target so far for Republican primaries going forward. So that again puts him on the opposite end of the spectrum for President Trump once again. And then he did promise this. He said that he will create a new political party called the America Party. Remember, his political action committee is called the American PAC. He says if this...
Oh, brother. A new political party called the American Party, bro. They really want us to believe that they care about us, huh? Elon better be talking about reparations if he really want to get them votes. He better be talking reparations for real. Like, that's the only way. That might be the only way. He got to be talking them reparations.
This insane spending bill passes, the America Party will be formed the next day. Our country needs an alternative to the Democrat-Republican uniparty so that the people actually have a voice. This is a significant change to Musk's plan. Remember, he spent more than $275 million to back President Donald Trump, as well as other Republicans running last year. He had promised something like $100 million to President Trump's outside groups ahead of the 2026 midterms. And just as recently as March, according to FEC filings, his PAC had supported Republican candidates in Florida. I should note also, Tesla investors, they do not want this. We saw President Trump already threaten Elon Musk, saying that he might even put Doge, Elon Musk's own creation, against him. Tesla investors do not want this. They wanted Elon Musk out of politics, focusing on his companies. The Robotaxi taxi just launched. There's a lot of things going on with SpaceX, but it seems as though Elon Musk is not going to give this up. Kate.
Let us stand by and see where this ends now.
Elon said he's done with the robots for now. He's done with the robots. He's done with trying to get people on Mars for now. That's another thing. It's like how this is the same dude that was talking about starting a whole new civilization on Mars, yet he wants to sit up there and start a America alternative party from the Democrats and Republicans. Again, this is the same dude that said AI is a demon that we're letting out into the world. And yet you care about the American people so much that you're going to create the America Party, the Party of America, as an alternative. Like, it sounds good. Like, it sounds good. But it's cap. Like, it don't hold no weight because it's cap. He's playing at something completely different, bro. These guys only care about themselves. The same way Trump lied and said whatever he needed to say to get into the office or whatever so people can back him and everything like that, is Elon gonna do the same thing. He's gonna sit up there and say whatever that sound good. Oh, we're gonna lower the government debts and all of it, whatever all of that stuff, man. We're gonna lower the debts. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. And then the whole time, it's like they just rocking the people to sleep. They say what sound good so you can get them into the office, and once they get into the office, it's time for them to push their agendas and let hell break loose so they can do what they really want to do. But they gotta say what sound good to the citizens first. It wouldn't make sense if they was campaigning to do something crazy and they immediately lead with all of the crazy random stuff they want to do, you know? So it's like, of course they're gonna say what sound good.
So things are changing by the minute here.
Hadas, thank you so much. Sarah.
All right, from the voterama to the fighterama. Joining me now are CNN political commentator Bakari Sellers and Maury Gillespie, the former press advisor to Republican House Speaker John Boehner. All right, let me start with you, Maury. This is a question that I think is on a lot of people's minds. You see this fight, right, going back and forth with Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Are Republicans more afraid of Donald Trump, Elon Musk, or their own constituents?
This is really childish, but it wasn't just a few months ago that Elon Musk said for any member or senator who stands in the way of Trump's agenda will be primaried. So now it's if anyone who stands in the way of this Trump's agenda, if they don't stand in the way of it, they're going to be primaried. I mean, he may change his mind in a month, so it's really hard to say. I don't think Elon Musk is their threat. However, if Donald Trump's not going to show up for them in their primaries, in their re-election bids in 2026, then it's their constituents they should be most afraid of, because that's what Trump is a lame duck president. He has not been really keen to go out. What's he going to do about for every single House race that's at jeopardy here? It's a lot. It's a lot. So I think it's their constituents they should be most afraid of here.
Bakari, what does this say about the money in politics and these two men going back and forth, or is this about something different?
I can't swear at him, Ed. Probably not. This is
sick.
I think it's about something different. I think that it's very, very petty and very childish. I think that it's kind of like
It's definitely about something different. It's definitely about something way different. Because ain't no way this dude care about the American citizens this much. Where he said, if it's the last thing I do, I'm going to make sure that everybody who backs this is punished and lose their voice and whatnot. It's like, nah, bro.
The Real Housewives of the Beltway. I mean, he basically called him a welfare queen and told him to go back to where he came from.
Wow.
But I mean, when you juxtapose that against the fact that, like in my home state of South Carolina, 220,000 people will be kicked off of Medicaid in the Affordable Care Act, or in North Carolina, 600,000 people are going to lose insurance coverage. When you juxtapose it against the people who are going to lose SNAP benefits and health insurance, it looks really, really small. We've always said, Democrats have always said that Donald Trump's a very small man. And you see that. I'm trying to figure out how he has the energy and the wherewithal to tweet throughout the middle of the night at some other man that he just simply doesn't like. Is there not enough going on in the world for him to actually grapple with? And Elon Musk, you know, I believe in radical pragmatism. And so I want to destroy this bill just as much as Elon Musk. So the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And I guess I'll take Elon Musk in this battle.
All right, with us now, Lee Carter.
He told me, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's the quote you want to use, man? Elon is not your friend, bro. Elon is going to have you in a pod. Elon's going to have you in a pod with a tube in the back of your head, plugged into the Matrix. It's like they just fall for the same thing over and over. They're going to say what sounds good to swing you over there to their side. Oh, I'm against this thing that you don't like, so come on over here. Boom, let me hit you with 100 other things you don't like. You didn't even think about that, did you? Ha, gotcha. Like, bruh, this is crazy. It's just like they just keep falling for the same thing over and over and over. Oh, come over this side, come on that side. Go to this side, go to that side. It ain't, you gotta, only vote that count is the vote. You gotta vote on the Most High. You gotta vote on Christ. You gotta vote on them scriptures. You gotta vote on your Bible. And pray that you be counted when shit hit the fan, because this is a distraction. Because now, you know what we ain't think about no more? Iran. Now we ain't think about Iran no more. Iran. That's still a looming threat. Stuff could still pop off with that. We still at war with them. That ain't over. But they want you to think about Elon and Trump beefing. Even though Donald Trump is an actor, and, you know, they could be sitting up there really beefing, because Elon said something very crazy. He said Trump was on the Epstein boy. He said Trump was on the list. We swept that under the rug. I don't see nobody talking about that. Nobody talking about how Trump was on that list allegedly. Nobody talking about that one. But shit, my bad. Who is these chicks?
Middle of the night at some other man that he just simply doesn't like? Is there not enough going on in the world for him to actually grapple with? And Elon Musk, you know, I believe in radical pragmatism. And so I want to destroy this bill just as much as Elon Musk. So the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And I guess I'll take Elon Musk in this battle.
All right, with us now, Lee Carter, strategic communications expert and pollster, and Democratic strategist Julie Rosinski. Let me just start with you, Lee. There's this new round in this fight. Musk is putting himself out there again. What will that feel like for those senators who've been up all night who have to vote on this shortly?
I mean, on the one hand, it's not surprising that Elon Musk is doing this. He's been very consistent about spending. This is very much what he's been talking about the whole time. On the other hand, the question is, it's really just about his ego, and are we getting in the limelight and having a fight? But I think that the Republicans who are making the vote need to not be distracted by this. We're seeing, though, a huge fracture within the Republican Party. 75% of MAGA Republicans support this bill, but 75% of non-MAGA supporters, Republicans, actually oppose the bill. So you've got a huge fracture in that party.
How does that math make sense? Did she say 75% of people support it and 75% of people don't? I don't know. I might be just mixing up the verbiage, but that don't make sense. Say 75% of people support it and 75 don't.
And I think Elon Musk is symbolic of what that is.
It just
oppose the bill. So you've got a supporters support this bill. Republican Party. 75% of MAGA Republicans support this bill, but 75% of non-MAGA supporters, Republicans, actually oppose the bill. So you've got a huge fracture in the party, and I think Elon Musk is symbolic.
I get what she's saying, but how are you a MAGA and how are you not anti-MAGA but you're a Republican? See, that's where the confusion lies. That's where, you know, y'all people who's in that category, you need to just tap out altogether. Like you're on cope. You huffing the copium. It's over with. You got to understand these politics is bread and circus. None of this stuff really even, at least your opinions on it and all of that. Like the people, it don't matter what the people think. They're gonna swing us either which way, regardless. So it's like for you to be, you identify as a Republican, conservative or whatever, but you're not MAGA. You ain't got no choice but to be MAGA because you support Trump. If you support Trump, you're MAGA. If you a Republican voter, you're MAGA. You're Team MAGA. You wanted to make America great again. How is you MAGA? How is you not MAGA, but you're a Republican? You gotta fold regardless. You gotta be MAGA. Trump is the Republican, the head of the party or whatever. He's the president. He's at the top of the food chain. You gotta fall in line. You gotta fall in line. So I don't get it.
What that is.
And just so people know, Trump on his Truth Social platform has responded to Musk already. We haven't heard from him out loud, which we may shortly, but among other things, Trump accused Musk of wanting subsidies. He say Elon may get more subsidy than any human being in history by far, and without subsidies, Elon will probably have to close up shop and head back to South Africa. So, Julie, the significance of this new rift, what do you see?
Well, first of all, Trump is not wrong in the sense that Elon Musk has a tremendous amount of taxpayer subsidies from the United States going to his businesses. And the reality is that if Trump takes away those subsidies or threatens them, I think Musk will cave the way he caved the last time when Trump came after him. I mean, this is not a balanced fight because Elon Musk is the client and Donald Trump is the person who's providing him with the money in the form of the presidency. So,
Sure. Trump said we about to take all that. He said you keep playing we taking everything. And you're going to have to go back to South Africa, which I didn't even know Elon was from there.
Look, Musk can tweet all he wants, but the reality is that if Trump actually moves against him and takes away his subsidies or threatens them, I suspect Musk will cave.
The one difference with Elon Musk, whenever we're talking about him, is just a huge amount of money he had.
They said Trump said he'll put belt the ass on Elon.
One of the other things he's threatening is to launch this third party, or is to fund a third party here. You guys have both worked in this business and have for a long time. How real do you think that threat is? What difference would that make?
I don't think it's real because I don't think Elon Musk will be the richest guy in the world or have that money if Trump moves against him. I mean, if Trump actually uses his platform to disqualify Elon Musk and also to take away his subsidies for SpaceX, take away subsidies for EVs and everything else that Musk wants, it's going to be very hard for Musk and Tesla, which is the primary derivative of his money, to survive.
My thing is, why wouldn't he have been did it though? If Trump was gonna really do him in like that, why wouldn't he have did it when he said he was on Epstein Island? When he hit him with them allegations, them scathing allegations, he should have been moving stuff forward, putting stuff in motion where it's like, oh yeah, pack him up. He'd have got packed up. If I'm Trump, he getting packed up right there. You done just accused me of being on the Epstein list and on the Epstein Island. You know what you're saying? Like, you're gonna have to get packed up. You're gonna have to get packed up. There's no way around that. We not about to let that slide. We ain't about to piece it up. We ain't about to do nothing. I'm running everything. But it must be some kind of common interest, or Elon is a reptilian Egyptian hieroglyph reading, serpent tongue speaking, alien. So Elon tapped into them boys. Elon tapped into them fallen ones. So, I feel like that might be what it is, what's keeping, Trump. Because Trump tapped into the fallen ones, and so is Elon. That's why I'm saying they could be going against each other for real on some, like, crazy fight for power type beat. Or they could just be, doing the hand-in-hand, playing the Illuminati games. So it could be either or. But Trump is threatening to deport Elon. Elon is threatening to sit up there and use his last breath to stop the dang on mega bill, or not, stop it, but blow the whole thing up, and bring retribution to everybody who passes it. Because now all of a sudden Elon cares about humanity. He cares about the American citizens and the projection of the United States. So at the end of the day, these guys is all cappers, though. You can't take none of this stuff seriously. And, I just say just stay prayed up and vote on the Most High. That's who you got to continue to vote on. Vote on God. Vote on Christ. And that's pretty much it, man. I just wanted to get on here real quick and talk about this. I know that I'm dropping frames like crazy. This junk choppy in the mug is lagging, all of this crazy stuff. I got to go into the behind the scenes and see what's going on and why my streams is doing this right now. So I'm gonna try to get all of this stuff fixed up for the next time. It usually don't be like this, but I still wanted to get on here and do a little bit of commentary on this. So that's the video for today. Again, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, like the video. I see y'all ain't hit that like button as y'all been in here, bro. Y'all gotta smash that mug. Y'all gotta tap that. That's free. But regardless, appreciate y'all for still tapping in. Love y'all. Take care. Stay safe. I'm on y'all boys' eye. You see how struggly this is? I got